Um, Good morning, everybody coming in. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, everybody. Let me fix the. Okay, show my screen. Okay. All right, you guys. I'll see you guys in a minute. If you're in members, I'll see you guys in a minute. The live is up. Okay, you guys. I was just in a member only live, so that's what was going on. Let me see. Oh gosh, we're lagging a little bit. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Let me get this straightened out, you guys. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Let me get this straightened out. Give me just a minute. Let's see. Okay. They just went live, but I don't think they're on the bench yet. Let's see. Okay, they're still like on the.
ICU, and he's on a very short of breath.
Okay.
And he said that he can't come into court.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. So if you don't know this case,
is on board. So we would just be asking for a reset. I would ask.
This has been going on for a minute.
And hopefully the victim in better conditions at that point in order to take a deposition of him.
Mrs. Holt?
Judge, this alleged victim has been excluded without prejudice. At this point, there have been many issues with his ability to participate in any kind of prosecution. I understand the state's position. Mr. Wiggins has been in custody for quite a while on this case, and we've never been able to take a deposition of this alleged victim. He was already excluded because of several missed depositions, and we ruled.
Okay, I think they're handling just court business right now, so we'll just go on mute. This case is another OnlyFans model. She had a boyfriend, Christian Abumseli, and basically they had they were young people. Look, I'm not giving any excuses, but young people, immature. I think rugs were involved with a D, and partying, obviously corn with another P. She was doing OnlyFans, and I'm like, these two were living a particular type lifestyle, and it was quite tumultuous. I think there was jealousy involved. I'm injecting some of my own opinion in here. There was some jealousy, there was some uncertainty, and lots of money, and anger, putting hands, all of the things. Christian died. They got into a fight, and a knife was pulled, and Christian ended up dead. And we see this a lot. You know what I mean? I don't want to say this is just wait, what was their name? What was whose name? The person who is getting a plea deal today is Courtney Clenney. Her name's in the title. And Christian Abumseli. He was African. I'm not sure if he was Nigerian or what, but Abumseli, something like that. If I'm pronouncing it wrong, forgive me. I think that was how you pronounce it. Let me see if I can find a background story. Let's see if they're. I feel like they're just talking about other court business. Let me see.
Other than Ms. Clenney's case, that looks like it's the only case that I've passed. Does anybody have anything to call or recall?
Sounds like they're getting ready to call the case.
So.
Oh, you're welcome, hun.
Let me give it about 10 minutes or so, because I know you all have to do some regrouping. If nobody shows up in that amount of time, we'll just reset. Okay? All right, we'll be in a brief recess.
I don't know that this is going to take long.
Okay.
All right.
Oh, okay. I'm going to make it big as soon as we know the judge is coming in.
Can you bring it back on last night? Wiggins? Thank you.
Hold on one second.
So you're gonna bring her back on Wednesday?
So it sounds like the judge left the bench when they said all rise. At first I thought she was coming in, but it sounds like she exited. Just let me move this over. Girl. All right.
Why don't I put a plea on Wednesday also?
Carlos, it's reset for Wednesday for the alleged victim to be on Zoom, so I just wanted Mr. Wiggins to be able to come to see what goes on with that. She said it for the 12th. Yeah, it's set Wednesday.
No, she said.
Girl, I don't know what they're talking about. It sounds like they're talking about multiple other cases that are going on. So,
Well, also for the victim to come.
It was Wednesday.
All right.
I wrote it down.
Jesus, get it together, people.
Can we just set it so that he can come? Set it. Yeah, sure. Yeah, fair enough. Sorry.
What's going on? Where you coming from? He don't need to come.
Definitely do need to talk about it. Know what's going on in my life, I definitely need to talk. Hey, you saying?
this courtroom looks so unorganized. Maybe it is organized, but it looks like they just threw desks in a room. It looks like they just threw desks in a room and it looks very, very unorganized. Good morning. Good morning. Hey, Bible lady. Good morning.
I'm listening. I am. Make that sweet. He took a plea on Thursday.
On Thursday, right? But he picked up a battery. So that in order for him to go to prison, they want him to be set on calendar for the battery.
We can hear sir just fine.
Where people go?
All the cross talking. Let me tell you, every courthouse is different. But let me tell you something. Mecklenburg County, baby, you gotta be real quiet. You gotta be real quiet. And when the deputies say order in the court, they mean shut up. You can have your phone, it better not be on. If you get one beep, one notification, nothing. Even when I'm wearing my my monitor, my One Touch, my Libra, for my blood sugars. I'm not supposed to do this, but I turn it off because I don't know. I mean, and I shouldn't, but they like it very quiet. If you make a noise, they're going to kick you out. They're going to kick. They don't play with the cross talking in there. All of this chatter, baby, no.
You know?
But look how they're sitting. Look how the well is. I don't even know where the defendant sits.
If he don't show up, you're gonna put him on for tomorrow.
Thank you for tomorrow.
No,
Wednesday. Thank you. I'll see you Wednesday.
So what's going on?
I know.
They are just having a good old time. You know how like I guess you miss your coworkers. You got so much to talk about on a Monday. Y'all haven't seen each other since Friday, and y'all got plenty to talk about on a Monday. Meanwhile, you can't stand them folks. If you were to quit your job or get laid off, you will never talk to these people again. And I promise you, you won't. Unless you're actually really friends with somebody, baby. We used to talk and chit chat. I haven't talked to none of them lame ass people. I've talked to very few. Now they're going to the thing. I wonder.
Who I need to talk to about this traffic? Because I had a traffic on
I
Friday.
don't know, I don't do traffic.
The juvenile took house arrest, but he got a traffic case. That was house arrest, ultimate bond, $1.
This damn crosstalk is okay. So let's talk for a minute, or maybe I'll just turn it. Let's see. We'll just. I don't know what to do.
We don't have access to it.
We're gonna turn it down for a minute. You guys know if you were watching last night, Ernest Williams has court today. Clearly, I'm at the house and not there. So we're just relying on our friends in the streets to give us the information that we need to let us know what happened. What we do know is that there, probably not a whole lot's going to happen. Will they schedule a trial today? God only knows. I mean, that's on Dunaway. And also, this is what I'm going to say. Unless they set a trial date, unless he's sitting there, Dunaway, and he's got his scheduler, his assistant or whomever does his trial scheduling right there. Well, I would imagine they would probably try to agree on a date at that moment. So maybe they'll discuss a date. I don't know. We're gonna see. I wonder if the family is going to come and do a victim impact. You have fever? What's wrong, sis? Did Auntie Rona come or you just feverish? Hi, Mimi. What's going on? Good morning to everyone. Michelle on a mission. Okay. Gangstars, Justin's mom, Black Swan, Blue Bear. Thank you for getting here first. Bible Lady. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Mai Tai. Good morning. Just Nikki. Attitude and Tylenol. That's how it is in Augusta too. We're all quiet in the creek. Okay. Quiet in the creek. That song is funny to me. We can't even have our phones. Oh, you can't have your phone. You can have your phone. Don't play though. If you want to play, take a walk across the street to the jail. You know what I mean? Like they treat people, they're not treat, you know what I mean? They're letting you have your phone. I don't want to say like adults as if others are not. I'm just going to say you can have your phone, don't play. You want to play, you're going to take a walk across the street. That's basically it. So have your phone out, you can scroll, you can check the docket, you can do all the things. Take a picture and you're not supposed to do something. The funny thing is for me when I go into court, hold on. When I go into court, girl, they are always eyeballing my glasses. I was like, these are not even close to metas, okay? They are not metas. All right, you can look. I'll even take them off if you want to look at them. You cannot touch my lens, but maybe they're looking. They're hip to the metas. Some of the new metas, I feel like they're kind of discreet. I saw from a distance because I didn't get a chance to go in. My husband was like, no. I was going to go into the Ray-Ban store. We were in Disney Springs and I was going to go into the Ray-Ban store and they had all kinds of beautiful frames. And I'm just waiting to find the right frame that I like because they're not super duper expensive, but they're not cheap. And I would like to get something I know I'm going to use. I don't want just another gadget to throw in a drawer or never use. If I'm going to use them, I want to use them. So I would even potentially I don't know that I would make them prescription, but I don't know. Yeah, I want something cute cuz the original ones they don't do anything for me. They look weird. Now, when they increased the size cuz I'm a big frame girl, when they made it small, medium, large, I was considering it. When we went to Lens Crafters, my husband got some new glasses and I looked at them and I put them on my face and I was like, and I said, when you come back to pick up your glasses, I'm going to think about it. I'm going to think about it. When you come back to pick up your glasses, I'll know. And I didn't leave with them. I didn't make the purchase. So I feel like just like with a lot of technology, I seem to always get caught out there and get it. And then the next iteration is the one that I really want. So I'm just trying to take my time. Thank you for the gift, JMM. Thank you for the gift. Let's see. Period. Thank you, hun. Let me see. I think I got some jewels too. Just a minute, guys. We got, I wonder what's happening here. All right, let's see. Okay, so the judge is now at the bench. Hold on, let's see. So I got some jewels from D. Robinson. Thank you, baby. JMM sent a gift for a friend. 256 Alabama. What? Thank you. Thank you so much. And Miss MJ has been a member for 2 years, 24 months. Thank you so much, y'all. Thank you for all you guys do. Georgia is GA always late? I don't know. Thank you, Mimi. This is Florida right here. So we're not watching Ernest at the moment. Ernest, there's no one. There might be, I don't know who's in the courtroom. I'm gonna be honest with you. Allegedly, there is supposed to be the meddler is supposed to be in the courtroom, but baby, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, We don't know. We just know Nesto has court, and the docket, God willing, will be updated quickly, and then we'll find out what happened. If someone we know is in the courtroom, then hopefully we'll know something sooner than later. But baby, I don't. We just know that Ernesto has court today.
He said, if we hear anything from Mr. Hoffman, before that, then I'll probably tell corrections we don't need to have you brought tomorrow, because we've got 9/3 and 9/14, but for now, just let's make sure you have a lawyer, if we don't hear anything, then, we'll see you tomorrow, 8/11. Okay? All right, so that appears to conclude.
Thank you, baby. Island girl, good morning.
So, I will take a break, and when everyone is assembled, directions to everyone, we can come back out and take care of that. Thank you.
Y'all, we missed what the judge said. What did she? Okay. Sis is taking a break again.
Thank you, everyone. Please be seated.
Let's see what's going on.
Let me turn to real quick on page 3, Mr. Shaquille Dixon. I'm going to set that for tomorrow, page 11. That being said, if we hear anything from Mr. Hoffman before that, then I'll probably tell corrections we don't need to have you brought tomorrow, because we've got 9/3 and 9/14. But for now, just let's make sure you have a lawyer. If we don't hear anything, then we'll see you tomorrow, 8/11. Okay? All right, so that appears to conclude the calendar, but for the 3. So I will take a break, and when everyone is assembled, directions to everyone, we can come back out and take care of that. Thank you.
And why are we taking a break? Okay, so they're gonna get everything situated. I guess they need to bring her out.
But I'm not gonna, it's not my case anyways, and I think we go.
Did she come out yet? Let's see.
Quick. This was the 3rd mistrial, so now we're gonna try to.
I'm just gonna say this is a very lively courthouse, very social. Everybody seems to be chatterboxy, just chattering away, which is nice because it makes for maybe a less tense situation. But baby, the one thing I can say is that here, my experience has been so at our courthouse, it's if you're here for the they'll say if you're here for the victim, we want you on this side. If you're here for the defendant, or you are a defendant in the case, or you're a defendant, it's almost like, so they split the courtroom, this side versus this side. If you're there for other reasons, I just go sit towards the middle on the prosecution side. Now in the federal court, they made everybody, I think they just filled in seats. I don't think they felt like there was going to be any kind of contentious situation, because in Mecklenburg County, oftentimes I'm going to go sit in the murder court. Baby, they're very kind of aware, especially I think after that fight happened, that fight that went viral. Those are the parents. Those are her parents that got arrested a couple of years ago. Do you guys remember when her parents got arrested? Okay. Ma'am looks like she needs some serum on her hair. Do you imagine your daughter? Your daughter. Look, no offense out here, but your daughter is out here doing OnlyFans. If that's not bad enough, she kills her boyfriend. Then you're so invested in trying to get her off or get her out of trouble, which who wouldn't be? But everybody is not going to get arrested trying to cap for their kid. This chick is a mess. She's a mess. She was on drugs. She was doing corn. She's dipping it low and spreading it wide on the internet. Kills her boyfriend. Girl, I'd be like, what time do I need to be there? Like, I would be, of course, as a parent, I can't imagine not being supportive, but my support would be a little bit measured because I know in my heart I would be pissed. I would be pissed that you did so much of the wrong things. Like, I would be pissed. I'm sorry. I would support, but it would be measured because babe, you're gonna have to feel the repercussions of this because nobody told you to do all that. Nobody told you to do this. No one told you to do that. And we definitely did not raise you to do that. But she's, we're gonna see how this goes. What's the judge doing? Getting a coffee? I guess they have the camera perched on the door to see when she comes in. Happy Monday, Bougie Gang. Happy Monday, Simply Peachy. Good morning. Happy birthday to all my Virgos in the house. Excuse me, girl, all my Virgos. All my Leos. You see where my brain has headed when I realized, oh my God, it's almost Virgo season. My bad. Happy birthday, Leos. Good morning. Thank you, Black Swan. Thank you, y'all. Thank you for all of my jewels. I love them. Thank you. Thank you for the support. Thank you for the gifted membership. Let me pivot and see if I can pull up.
It's probably something that he has to do his She didn't write it. Yeah, that's fine, but I was reading, he was saying a program, like, what program? She just put it. I'm gonna put a stick and put it on.
Let's see.
I was trying to get it together, like, what program?
Okay, let's see who got the membership. Okay, January. Okay, January St. James. Okay, January got the membership. Yes. Very nice. We will see you back in the member lives. Okay. We just had one before we got started. If I would have known they were going to drag this a little bit, then I would have waited.
They said he couldn't do the MBS, so it's one that does. Okay, so MBS.
Oh my God, they are so chatterboxery. They are with the chit chat. And these microphones, this is what I'm going to say. The microphones are working. Okay. Jesus. Girl, there is no question that the microphones are on. They are on. They are working today. And is that Abum Seli's parents? Yes. The fam. I wonder, they must have not known what Homegirl was doing, because there's just no way. There's no way that you don't tell your son, break up with her now. We don't want to see her. Don't even think about bringing that child home for Thanksgiving. She's not welcome. She can't come. She's not eating nothing off my table or out my fridge. Don't bring her to the house. And I need to see you like Wednesday night before Thanksgiving. What time is your flight coming in? Like, we're not skipping holidays because you want to hang out with Boo. The minute that I would get wind that my son was engaged into shenanigans with an OnlyFans chick, baby, that would be when that shit would be over. It would be clear my mom doesn't like you. My mom don't like you at all. She's not. She's not feeling this. No. Well, this is the second. Is this the second OnlyFans plea deal we've seen in a month? Michaela Rylersdam took 4 years. Okay. It's looking like OnlyFans is the pathway to prison. Michaela Rylersdam, 4 years for manslaughter. Okay. Courtney Clenney, we don't know what she's getting ready to get, but we know she's been in the clink for a minute. He wanted her and thought he had a prize. Well, mom should have set the record straight. Whatever he thought, that's fine. My thing is, the corn. It's just, I don't care. You know what I'm saying? Like, she would not have been. No. I mean, I don't know. Once I get an adult child, I guess I'll be able to find out how much influence I actually really have. But at the end of the day, baby, I know back in the day, if my mom did not like someone who my brother was dating, baby, it was over. Us girls, we were smart enough. We never brought anybody home. We never brought anybody home. Okay. If someone came to the house, us girls, it was serious. I don't think my youngest sister, I don't know who she ever, I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know who she ever dated. The first guy I met is my brother-in-law, and they've been married like 15 years now. That was the first man, boy, whatever you want to call it at the time that she ever introduced me to. She married him. We didn't have the dog and pony show going on at our house. She was not wife material. Look at her. She's in prison. She killed your son. You know what I'm saying? It's not the parents' fault, but I wonder if mom was ever vocal. Like, did he know if his mom did not like her, or were they fooled by her and thought she was cool, or what, My mom, my mom was Haitian, okay? And she was very like strict, and she would tell you straight up and down she didn't want to meet anybody. I don't want to meet anybody, I don't need to meet anybody until it's serious. And they meant serious as in you're getting married. We don't need to meet nobody until it's necessary. Wow, you guys have been under the weather. Y'all, I'm not going to spread anybody's business, but y'all been under the weather, okay? I wish all of you guys some vitamin B, some vitamin C, some magnesium, girl, some zinc, and some rest because y'all, these little summer colds. But you know what? It's the air conditioning. It's in and out of air conditioning. I think. So just be careful because y'all have been sharing your stories, and y'all have been, yeah. I wish you vitamins. I wish you some rest and relaxation, okay? And get better, y'all. For real. For real, okay? Good morning, sis. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Girl, whatever vitamin D you want, girl, get it, okay? Get it, girl. However you need to take that D, get it. All right. Girl, am I talking spicy on a Monday morning? Get some sunshine, period. Get some sunshine in your life, some calcium. Girl, get all the things. Yes. Y'all, they said 9 o'clock. They're keeping us waiting till 10. Ooh, look at me downing the rest of my water from yesterday.
Yeah, there's some. You have time.
Sea moss, girl. Um,
Hi guys. Deuces. I'm gonna get ready.
she's going to tennis. She's going to tennis in a bit. Okay. Let's see. Deuces. Oh my God. I'm embarrassed. Very cutesy. Thank you to my new member. Welcome, 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 welcome. Is it Sydney Stocks? Sydney Stocks, or it's Sydney's Talks. Or yes. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate you supporting this channel, and welcome to membership. Thank you for investing. Okay. Y'all, if they don't get this thing started soon. Farrah SC Diva said, hey, niece. I'm going to just say all of Bougie Gang said, hey, boo-boo. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. As soon as the hearing starts, you guys know I'm going to go on hostess mode. Let's see if there's anything on the internet about Christian.
Fair enough.
So Christian Abumseli. It was Christian Abumseli. Christian Toby Abumseli was a 27-year-old cryptocurrency trader who was fatally stabbed on April 3rd, 2022, inside a luxury Miami high-rise apartment. He shared with his girlfriend, former OnlyFans model Courtney Clenney. The high-profile domestic violence case centered on an allegation of a turbulent relationship. Abumseli died from a single knife wound to the chest following an argument in their Edgewater neighborhood condo. Clenney admitted to stabbing him, but maintained she acted in self-defense, alleging Abumseli physically abused and manipulated her. State attorney argued that Clenney was the primary aggressor in a history of domestic turbulence, pointing to prior domestic disputes, incidents, and surveillance footage showing altercations. After being held without bond following her extradition from Hawaii in 2022, reached a plea agreement with prosecutors to resolve the second-degree murder case. I guess we're going to see how this goes. Comprehensive local coverage. Da, 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 da.
We're gonna use it now. You can plug it in after.
You gotta make sure you got everything right.
I know I got everything right.
Okay. No problem. I know, huh? Carlito, welcome back.
Let me tell you, I would not want to have open mic. You know what I'm saying? Like, these people are working and their mics are open and it's not quiet in the court yet. Let me see. Let me pull up a picture of these two in happier times. So there's some video of some of the fights that they had in the elevator at the apartment complex, and they're just, she's crazy.
Please keep your phones on your lap at all times.
So there's a picture of Christian. Oh, they're probably reading the deal. They're probably reading her like, okay, you're going to plead to this, you're going to plead to that. Let's look back again how she came in. Does she look, I mean, is she getting jail time or what? You know what I mean? Like, is it going to be all credit time served? Do you guys think she's going to actually get some jail time? Hold on a second, let's see. I would think if she were going home, she would be happy.
Pittman here? Pittman was here?
Actually, we need both you guys to sign.
Harvey, was Pittman here? Pittman was here?
Mm.
Okay.
I don't know. Look, I'm just, this is my thing. If I've been sitting in jail for 4 years or however long it's been a minute. And I'm getting ready to get out. I'm getting ready to get a plea deal and they're going to let me out sooner than later. I don't know. I might be happy. Yeah, there's, when we get credible information about what happened today, we might have to order a transcript. I don't know. It just depends on if we have any folks in the actual gallery who can tell, give accurate information. Probably told her to not show emotions. That would make sense, but all right, you guys, I'm gonna jump up off of here. I'm gonna shut it down. So I guess the family's there and they're coming to say their piece, which I don't blame them. That must be his brother right there. With the glasses, looks just like him. I wonder if this is the negotiated plea or are they just at the mercy of the judge at this point, giving, what what are we getting ready to see?
Huh? You need to write it down? You sure? This is right. She signed what?
What's going on?
Yes, I'll be good.
Let me see. I think the jury would not vibe with her. Those videos were so bad. Yeah, I think people have opinions of porn, people who do porn, and people have, I think the what would happen is people have opinions about sex workers in general. No offense. I'm just telling what I think I know. Depending on the age group, there would be people who would have opinions about people who do sex work, and then we take it from there. Like the videos, the violent relationship, that would be problematic as well, but it was kind of on both sides allegedly. I think that her lifestyle and would have been problematic. I think that's why we're here at a plea deal right now. Is it a plea deal for murder? I think they went to second degree. I think initially, I don't know if she was charged with first degree murder, but I think it went down to second degree, which second degree still is a life sentence. Second degree though, or I don't want to say down, but based on first degree, you have to prove intent and it has to be premeditated and all of those things. If this was a heat of the moment, depraved heart, reckless behavior, that could be more like a second degree. So I don't really know. Second degree could be life without parole as well. So I don't know if they're just trying to save her and give her X number of years. I don't know what's going to happen. But I think she's on the hook for second. I'd have to look her up again. Did they just put it on mute finally after all this time? No. Girl, is Judge eating her breakfast or what is going on? Plea deal for murder? Yeah, plea deal for murder happens all the time. They'll go from first to manslaughter. They'll go for 15 to 25 years versus life type of thing. So yeah, plea deals for murder happen all the time. They sure do.
All right.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. We'll find out. I don't know anything about it. I don't know anything about what happened because I've been with you guys. Okay, guys, I'm going to go off camera and we'll talk.
In the case of the state of Florida versus Courtney Clenney, would the parties please state their appearances for the record, starting with the state?
Yes, Your Honor. Sean Abuhoff on behalf of the state, Kathleen Hogue on behalf of the state, and then on behalf of the next of kin, Mr. Larry Hanfield.
Good morning. And on behalf of Ms. Clenney?
Good morning, Your Honor. Frank Prieto on behalf of Ms. Clenney, along with my co-counsel, Ms. Sabrina Puglisi, and Ms. Diane Karames. Ms. Clenney is present in custody, Your Honor.
And also, Judge, I apologize for interrupting, but also the next of kin is present. Mr. Hanfield is going to introduce them.
All right, thank you.
Yes, please stand. First, we have the mom, Ms. Oshino Amasello. We have the brother, Jeffrey. Please stand. We have Karen. And we have other family members, Auntie. We have Clara. And we have Sandra.
Thank you all so much for being here today. Thank you.
And Judge, for the record, she's printing on page 2 of Your Honor's calendar.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Mr. Abuhoff, I understand the state will be filing an amended information at this time.
Yes, Judge, and in anticipation of this plea, the state has filed a amended information charging the defendant with 1 count of manslaughter with a deadly weapon. It is a first-degree felony, punishable up to 30 years in state prison. That changes her guideline score from what it was to now 124.5 months in state prison, up to 30 years in state prison.
All right, Mr. Prieto?
Yeah, Judge, we've entered plea not guilty, demand discovery, and request trial by jury at this time.
That being said, I understand the parties have reached a resolution in this case where Ms. Clenney will be pleading guilty. Is that correct?
That is correct, Your Honor.
All right.
That is
Mr.
correct, Judge.
Abuhoff?
I am passing up the written plea agreement that is signed by not only the state, the defendant, but also all of her attorneys. Major part of this, Judge, is that she's pleading guilty to this amended information to the charge that was announced just now. There's a factual proffer that's a part of this plea agreement. We're going to ask Your Honor to read it. She will be agreeing to that factual proffer, but most importantly, she is agreeing and admitting that she is the cause of the stab wound that Mr. Obamseli received, and then that she is taking criminal responsibility for her actions. As part of this plea agreement, the state is willing to accept her plea. We've discussed this at length with the next of kin and certainly with Mr. Hanfield. And certainly when there's any agreement, no one is happy at the end of this, and we understand that. But the agreement that the state is willing to accept is that the defendant would be adjudicated guilty. She'll be sentenced to 6 years in state prison, followed by 5 years of reporting probation. As part of her probation, she must complete a mental health evaluation and treatment. There's a time frame in which she is to complete it as part of the plea agreement. Substance abuse evaluation and treatment, that's also a time constraint that's going to be in the agreement. And then it's 60 days, Your Honor. And then the batterer's intervention program. If she does violate her probation in any way at any point, she's waiving extradition back to Florida, and as well that she faces back to her guidelines, which are 124.5 months in state prison up to 30 years in state prison. Although not specifically in this plea agreement, the state attorney has asked me to discuss the topic specifically that it discusses, and it's important that nobody who is a convicted murderer to killing someone, if someone is convicted of murder, they are not to financially benefit as a result of that. That's Florida Statute 944.512. It's effectively our iteration of the Son of Sam law, but it is a statutory lien that attaches automatically, and if the Attorney General's office were to decide to seek some form of lien or process in that, then that we would be supporting them in that. We do believe that nobody should benefit financially from murdering somebody. So we will provide any evidence that they request. We'll work hand in hand with the Attorney General's office if they so seek to do some form of lien or some financial proceeding against Ms. Clenney, understanding that she will be released at some point and may seek to financially benefit as a result of this. But it's not part of the plea agreement, but it is something that attaches automatically.
All right, Mr. Prieto, I'll hear from you as to the plea agreement in its written form. Is that your understanding of the plea?
That is correct, Judge, and all the conditions and all the agreements are contained within that document. Outside the four corners of those multiple page document, we do not agree that number 944.512 is constitutional. We reserve our right to challenge that.
At this point, that's not part of this proceeding. It attaches automatically. It is constitutional. It is the law. What they do subsequent hearings is to them. But as we stand here today, because it does attach, I'm just simply announcing that we will work hand in hand with the Attorney General's office. It needs no further discussion, but the fact is that no one should financially benefit from murdering somebody.
Well, Judge, I do have the right to speak on my client's behalf, and so I'm going to put on the record that we believe that statute's unconstitutional. It's not an issue for the plea agreement, like Mr. Adler said. It's 100% accurate. However, we reserve the right to challenge that in the future. We do not think it's constitutional, and it would be challenged should any Attorney General seek to enforce that. But that's an argument for another day should it arise.
All right, very good. In preparation for today's proceedings, I have been privy to the agreed upon plea, and I will ratify the agreement of the parties at this time based on the following. This case originated 4 years ago in 2022. Since then, the parties, both the state of Florida and the defense in this case, have engaged in diligent and extensive preparation of the case. That preparation consisted of a thorough investigation that included, but was not limited to, the routine discovery process that is involved in a complex criminal case, as well as literally thousands of pages of legal motions and responses, the consultation of experts from both sides who opined on various legal issues such as self-defense, battered partner syndrome, and issues regarding manner of death. Based on the investigation of the case and the resulting legal analysis of the strengths and weaknesses of this case from both the state's perspective as well as the defense, and perhaps most importantly, the victim's family's wishes to bring closure to this horrific and life-changing experience. The parties have reached a resolution that this court will not frustrate. The parties have also agreed on a factual proffer as stated by the prosecutor that I will now read into the record. The state of Florida and the defendant agree as to the following factual proffer. A, Christian Obumseli, hereafter the victim, and the defendant began dating in late 2020. Their relationship is defined by the parties as being extremely tempestuous and combative, as both have been involved in numerous domestic violence incidents. B, the victim and the defendant moved to South Florida in January 2022, taking up residence in a condominium located at One Paraíso Residences, located in Miami-Dade County. There were many complaints made by residents and security staff lodged against the couple during the 3 months that they resided in the complex. As a result, the management company was in the process of evicting the couple. C, on April 3rd, 2022, Miami Police and Miami Fire Rescue responded to their condo after a 911 call was made reporting a stabbing. Officers found the victim with a singular stab wound to the chest. After the incident, the defendant provided a knowingly, intelligent, and voluntarily made statement to the police, confirming that she was responsible for the stab wound. The knife penetrated approximately 8 centimeters into the victim's chest, puncturing the right subclavian artery. The victim was transported to Jackson Memorial Hospital, where he died from his injuries. Madam Clerk, would you please swear in Ms. Clenney?
Yes, ma'am. Raise your right hand, ma'am. Do you solemnly swear affirm the testimony you're about to give to be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
You can put your hand down. Please state your full name for the record. What is your date of birth? How far did you get in school? Do you have any history of mental illness?
I was diagnosed with severe PTSD.
Are you currently under the influence of drugs, alcohol, or medication?
No,
Have you understood everything that was discussed with your attorneys prior to coming to court, as well as what we're doing here in court today?
yes,
I understand you wish to plead guilty to manslaughter in exchange for the plea that was read into the record a moment ago. Has anyone, including your own attorney, promised you anything other than that?
No.
Has anyone forced, threatened, or coerced you to accept a plea at this time?
No.
Do you understand if you are not a United States citizen, this plea will result in negative immigration consequences such as deportation or removal? Have you spoken to your attorneys about that, and do you still wish to accept this plea knowing that?
yes, I do.
Do you understand you're waiving your right to a trial?
Yes, I do.
Do you understand you're waiving your right to remain silent and that silence cannot be used against you at trial? Do you understand you're waiving your right to testify? Do you understand you're waiving your right to confront, cross-examine, and present witnesses? Do you understand you're waiving your right to hold the state of Florida to its burden of proving the case beyond a reasonable doubt? Do you understand you're waiving your right to appeal? The following question does not seem to apply in this case, but I have to ask in every case. Do you understand that the offense to which you are pleading is a sexually violent or sexually motivated offense, or if you've been previously convicted of such an offense, this plea may result in involuntary civil commitment as a sexually violent predator upon the completion of your sentence? Do you understand if you violate the terms and conditions of your probation, you're facing up to 30 years in the state prison? Do you still wish to plead guilty? Are you pleading guilty because you are in fact guilty and you believe this plea is in your best interest? Have you spoken to your attorneys about the plea? Have they answered all of your questions? Do you need any more time to discuss the plea with your attorneys? Are you satisfied with their services? I'd like to talk to you for a moment about the written plea agreement that I have in my hands. It is 8 pages. And on the bottom left of each page, it says defendant's initials, CC. Are those your initials?
Yes, Your Honor.
Have you reviewed every line, every word, every page of this plea agreement with your attorneys?
Yes.
Now turning over to page 6 of 8. It's entitled Defendant's Representation of Effectiveness of Counsel. Is that your signature over the line that says Courtney Clenney, defendant?
Yes.
And then each of your attorneys has also signed on page 7 and 8, Mr. Prieto, Ms. Laura Puglisi, and Ms. Carrana. So those are your signatures?
Yes.
And finally, certificate of defendant on page 8 of 8. Once again, Courtney Clenney, defendant. Is that your signature on that line? Do you understand that even if I do not state orally here on the record that everything contained within this written plea agreement will be made part of the judgment and sentence, even if I don't say it out loud?
Yes.
Mr. Prieto, have you and your team reviewed all items of evidence disclosed by the state with Ms. Clenney?
We have.
Do the state or defense know of any items of physical evidence containing DNA that could exonerate the defendant? State?
No, Your Honor.
Defense?
None of
Does the defense waive PSI? Do the state and defense stipulate to a factual basis? State?
State stipulates.
Defense?
will stipulate as contained in the plea.
Ms. Clenney, I find the plea has been entered into knowingly, voluntarily, and intelligently. That you understand the nature and consequences of the plea. There's a factual basis for the plea, and that you're represented by good and competent counsel with whom you say you're satisfied. At this time, I will be adjudicating you, and I'm going to turn to page 3 of 8, to the charge of manslaughter with a deadly weapon. I'm sentencing you to 6 years in the state prison with all applicable credit for time served, followed by 5 years of reporting probation. As a condition of that probation, you will complete a mental health evaluation and all required treatment deemed necessary. You will complete a substance abuse evaluation and complete all required treatment deemed necessary, as well as completing the batter's intervention program within the first year of probation. As I said, there are some other provisions contained within this written plea agreement that will be made part of the judgment and sentence. I'm assessing court costs and any and all statutory and mandatory fines. You will be fingerprinted. We should have DNA on file. Before we turn it to the victim impact portion, is there anything further on behalf of the state?
Nothing to say, Judge.
Defense?
Yeah, Judge, I would just, as far as corrections and computing her time served, to remember, she was initially detained in Hawaii when she was in the rehab facility. So her actual booking date here at TGK does not reflect all of her credit for time served. I don't have the date of arrest, but I believe the date of arrest in Hawaii was August 10th of 2022, so she should receive all credit for time served from that date moving forward.
Does the state agree?
But Judge, the only issue is going to be, one, there has to be an order for it. Otherwise, it's
I'm
going,
happy to sign the order.
otherwise, it's going to be from the time in which she was brought into custody. So,
Right, so if you're in agreement, let's draft an order, credit for time served on August 10th, 2022.
We will do that. We'll have it to your honor today.
All right, anything further on behalf of the defense?
No, Your Honor.
All right, I'm filing the written plea agreement that I have now initialed and executed with the clerk. I'd like to now turn it over to Mr. Hanfield. But first, I would like to extend my deepest condolences to the Owen-Sellers family. As I said previously, thank you all for making the time to come here today, and I'm very, very sorry for this.
Judge, actually, before Mr. Hanfield speaks on behalf of the entire family, I believe we have Ms. Karen Akluna, who is going to be reading the victim's mother's statement to the court.
Thank you.
to read my victim impact statement, I first give thanks to the Lord Almighty for his protection and guidance over our family throughout these past 4 years. I also want to thank the attorneys, the state attorney's office, Larry Hanfield, and everyone who helped make sure that Christian's voice and our family's voices were heard. I thank our family and our friends who called, prayed for us, checked on us, and stood beside us through this very, very difficult journey. I am Christian's mother. Words can never fully explain how Christian's death has affected my life and the lives of everyone in our family. There is simply too much pain to put on paper. On April 4th, 2022, while I was at work, I received the call that no parent should ever have to receive. I was asked to give consent for my son's eyes to be donated. I had just talked to him the day before and had no knowledge that he had been killed. That was the darkest day of my life. And the darkness continued to unfold as I learned Christian had been killed by his girlfriend, Courtney Clenney, someone he had trusted and loved. Since April 2022, I have lived with fear, anxiety, sleepless nights, heartache, and more tears than I could ever count. 4 years later, there are still nights when I cannot sleep. There are moments when my mind goes back to the last moments of Christian's life. As his mother, those thoughts are very difficult for me to carry. There was a joy in my life and in our family's life before Christian died that has never completely returned. His death did not only affect me, however. It affected my entire family, including his older brother, Jeffrey, his cousins who were raised as siblings, and his grandmother who loved him so much and called him her precious. We have all had to learn how to live with the empty place that cannot be filled. But I do not want Christian to be remembered only for how he died. Christian was my son. Everyone who knew Christian, who truly knew him, can attest that he was kind-hearted, compassionate, friendly, and respectful. He cared about other people. I remember one day when Christian and I were driving to a store. I stopped and I was going to give a homeless man a few dollars. Christian encouraged me to do much more than that. It was a small moment, but it showed the kind of heart he had. He saw another human being who needed help, and he wanted to make sure that that person had enough. Christian, I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud that I had the privilege of being your mother. Those are the memories that no one can ever take from us and me. Nothing can erase the pain of the day that I buried my son. Nothing can describe what it feels like for a mother to stand at the grave of her child. There are also the things that will never happen for me now that he's gone. The birthdays, the holidays we will not celebrate with him, the conversations we will never have, the person he would have continued to become. Those losses continue much longer after today's court case ends. For more than 4 years, we've lived with the loss every day and waited for accountability. Today closes a legal chapter, but it certainly doesn't close our grief. No sentence, no plea can bring back my son to me. My only hope is to carry his memory forward and to continue healing as a family. My prayer is that after today, Christian will simply not be remembered by the public as a name connected to a criminal case. He was a son, he was a brother, he was a cousin, he was a nephew and a grandson. And he was a friend to a lot of people. He was loved, he had a future, and his life had value and mattered. As a family, we are very private people. We have endured this loss while much of Christian's life and death have been discussed publicly and inaccurately to support a narrative created by Courtney, the person who took my son's life. There are parts of our grief that belong only to us, and I choose to keep those things within our family. But I want this court to understand this much. The loss of Christian did not end on April 4th, 2022. We carry it with us every day. Through everything, I continue to place my faith in God. Christian Toby Obunseli, I know you are with the Lord. Onwane Tilora, as your brother called you, which means the moon in the sky that shines for everyone. That is how I choose to remember you, as a light. Your legacy and your memory will remain with us. We miss you. We love you. May you continue to rest in peace, my son.
Thank you for those beautiful words.
May it please the court. State Representative of the State Attorney's Office. Courtney Clenney. On behalf of the Umberselli family, I would like to read into the record your final comments. April 4th of 2022, Christian Umberselli suffered a painful and tragic death at the hands of the person he loved. Sadly, that will be the person that would ultimately take his life. Christian loved deeply. It was his love that caused him to stay. Even after being previously cut in the face, previously stabbed in the leg by Courtney, he would later write that his love would eventually get him killed. In many ways, he predicted his own death at the hands of Courtney Clenney. Unfortunately, like so many individuals who are get caught up in not loving relationship, but just destructive relationship, he stayed. And we are here today because what he believed became a reality. By resolving this case today by way of a plea, Courtney Clenney avoids being judged by a jury of her peers. But that will never be able to escape the ultimate and final judgment for anyone's conduct. That judgment can only be handled by our Creator, our Almighty God. Your actions, you need to know, as you sit here today, and as you finish out serving your time for punishment, that you have left the Umberselli family with a void that can never be filled. The pain that continues to endure today, as painful as it was when they learned of his untimely death. It is a pain that will never completely go away. A chair where a family gathers for holidays will always remain empty. The Umberselli family has been forced into joining a membership that no family should ever want to be a part of. And as a family of mothers of murdered children. As a family, we still cannot get past the fact that Christian was stabbed while you remained on the phone with your mom. You then called downstairs to security, and then your third and final call, which should have been your first call, was the 911. In the meantime, you offered no life-saving measures to try to save Christian's life. To us, that is inhumane. Christian was someone's son, someone's brother, someone's nephew, someone's cousin, someone's friend, and most importantly, he was deeply loved. His life had meaning. He had a future. And his family deserved to grow old with him. He was robbed of all those things while you still have all yours to enjoy. Nothing can bring Christian back. Nothing can erase what happened. And nothing can fill the space that will forevermore be left empty. We will carry Christian's memory, his love, and his legacy with us for the rest of our lives. I thank the court for giving us, as a family, the opportunity to be heard and to let this be a part of the record. But lastly, through it all, we never even received an apology and an acknowledgement for the loss that changed our lives forever. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Hanfield. Would anyone else like to speak at this time?
I don't believe so, Judge. I'm from the state.
Once again, for the entire family, thank you for being here. Thank you for the beautiful words that you read and what Mr. Hanfield read. Thank you for sharing the collage of pictures of Christian with me. And I really, really pray that his memory is a blessing to all of you. Thank you. Is there anything further on behalf of the state?
No, Your Honor.
Not
Defense?
by the defense, Judge.
Okay. I want to thank the attorneys once again for your diligent preparation and professionalism throughout the process. The court will be in recess at this time.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Judge.
All rise. You can take seats.
Boy, oh boy, I'll kill you. She got.
I thought I was going to make a cop.
You gave it to me, the judge was walking in.
Oh, when you want to go make a cop?
Can I make a copy of that?
Everything. Everything. You running out, baby? Running out? Yeah. You see what I've done on process my paperwork. Zoom on out.
See you tomorrow, everybody. Same place, 9 o'clock. Don't be late. Don't be late. Yes, sir. Don't see it.
Coffee? Is there anything that's in the coffee left? What's that? Did you check and see if there's any coffee left? Not check. I had one with today. Did a great job, sir. I don't know. Please take it. Oh, no, you're not the machine.
You made coffee, guys?
Huh?
You made the coffee?
Yeah. I didn't have back there, so.
Oh, it's pretty decent.
I was scared they would mess up the machine or something, so I said, let me do it, you know?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. I don't, no, it's not big tomorrow, right, Carlos? Carlos, it's not big tomorrow, is it? Tomorrow's Friday. It's not big. You here tomorrow?
Okay, so they're fingerprinting her. She's trash, man. You know, it's unfortunate that Christian, you know, loved her, I guess. You know, it's sad that he you know, according to the attorney, predicted that his relationship would cost him his life. So sad that he had that forethought. And you know, that's not love. We know that that is no parts of any type of love, and very sad that he thought that that was, you know, that that's what a real relationship is. That's so sad. And I feel sad for the family. I don't, you know. Now, she's been in jail for about 4 years. They just so that they went with a manslaughter, and 6 years, right? And she's got about 4 years of credit. We don't know how Florida credits time. Is it day for day? Is it a day and a half? Is she getting out soon, or is she gonna have to do about a year or two in prison? I think she had quite the appetite for narcotica, and baby, we don't know how that's gonna go. We don't know if she is going to hit the streets and get back to her partying ways, get back to her OnlyFans business. The internet loves this type of stuff. She goes and activates her social media and gets back. We don't know what's going to happen. I think that they did recently settle the wrongful death lawsuit. Let me check and see. I don't know that there's any details on it. Boom, silly, wrongful death lawsuit. Courtney. Let's see. Let's see. According to let's see. According to Fox News, they say Courtney, okay, the Clenney has reached a plea agreement. Let's see, we already know that. Clenney 30 is charged with second degree in the death of Christian Albumcelli, 27. Clenney and Albumcelli lived together in Miami apartment where he was fatally stabbed on April 3rd, 2022. Clenney reached a plea agreement with the prosecution as expected court on Monday. When the agreement is set to be presented to the judge, her attorneys have said the terms are not final until accepted by the court. Clenney has not denied causing the fatal injury, but maintained that she acted in self-defense, saying that she threw the knife. She threw it. Girl, she's stupid. What about the plea? About the civil agreement? Months after Clenney's August 22nd, 2022 arrest, Selly's family filed a civil lawsuit against her and several companies connected to the couple's apartment building. The suit accused Clenney of battery and alleged that the condominium property management and security defendants failed to provide adequate security despite circumstances the estate claimed made the fatal attack foreseeable. Court records reviewed by Fox News Digital show that Clenney resolved the claims against her as well before the criminal plea agreement became public. So they sued. Let's see. Is this the final agreement? So they have the lawsuit published. I'll just download it. The civil lawsuit continued against the defendants after Clenney's was dismissed. So they dismissed it against her, but I guess they held other people responsible. The final order came 10 days before Clenney's attorney announced on July 31st that she had reached a plea agreement with prosecutors on the second-degree murder case. In a statement, Clenney's attorneys confirmed that the plea agreement had been reached. I want to know more about the wrongful death suit. Apparently they settled. So it didn't go to court. They settled. They must have gotten some sort of payout. I guess that they reached out to the attorneys. So they're saying that they reached out to Clenney's attorney, One Parizo Condominium, First Service Residential, and Alero's Capital Investment, and no comment at this time. So there's no information about the settlement, but I'm assuming the family made them pay up some coins for basically, I mean, maybe they feel like there was video, there were circumstances where they could have called the police, they didn't, where they could have exercised their ability to evict people or put them on notice or something, and maybe they did absolutely nothing. So we'll have to see how it goes. No. I mean, she could have gone to trial, but I don't know. Look, like I said, we watch a lot of court over here, right? Butterfly B16, thank you so much for becoming a new member. Thank you for supporting. I appreciate it so much. Okay. How many of these how much of this, we see this all the time. This is like, I don't know. People seem to want to take plea deals. They seem to want to take plea deals. And I guess the smarter ones, because look at, I mean, I hate to always bring up Sarah Boone, but her dumb behind, she didn't take a plea deal. She took it to court and she got her life in prison. Now, nothing is going to bring George back. Nothing is going to bring Christian back. I think that this woman is going to mess up again. I think she had quite the appetite. It was alleged she had quite the appetite for drugs. And we don't know. She might just be clean because she's behind bars. We don't know. The minute she gets out, girl, she could be one party away from getting arrested and getting herself in trouble. Yeah. I just, to me, people who are, I don't know. Let's see. What was her drug? Let's find out. Courtney. Let's see what the allegations are, because I feel like it was coke. But I don't, that was some of the allegations. She might only be clean right now because, baby, she's behind bars. Heavy alcohol consumption and recreational drug use. I feel like we know what that was. She might if she's an alcoholic, she's a dope head. Girl, rest assured. Look at you guys asked about Afeni Muhammad. Not that Afeni Muhammad was into that. I think she was a drinker. But I'm gonna say this. History is the best predictor of the future. This girl has issues, and this was not the first time she stabbed him, according to his lawyers. And this is a woman who is not in control of herself at all. And she has substance abuse issues. She has control issues. She'll get out of jail and or prison. She'll go to prison for about a year or so. And if that appetite kicks in, she likes what she likes. And then she gets back on social media, she will be right back to prison. Yeah, she's got issues. Me personally, I don't think it's going to be a long time for her to be out and for her to end up right back where she's at. She seems to be a creature of habit. And the only reason why she's probably on the straight and narrow right now is because she's being supervised and monitored and she's in custody. But the minute that she has time to get back to her own devices and she's no different than the two last young ladies that we've seen. Sharilla is the one who killed her boyfriend, and the young lady down in South Carolina who was drunk and killed the groom. Or was it the wife? The bride, right after the wedding in South Carolina. Like these, girl, we'll be right back into the shits right all over again. So, some people just can't get out of their own way. And I think that that's how she is. She's going to just, unless she has really gone sober, which I don't know that she's had enough time to really manage that because, she's been in jail. She's been fighting for her freedom and, even got her parents arrested and had charges for messing around with Christian's computer, trying to tamper with evidence, all kinds of stuff like that. She seems to bring a trail of destruction wherever she goes. So we're going to see how it goes. At the end of the day, the family can start to get some peace about what happened and that this is now over and they don't have to deal with it. Because if she had gotten life without parole, guess what? She would be appealing. She would be doing all of these things. This girl, she's the one who killed her boyfriend. That's who she is. Oh, the OnlyFans model who killed her boyfriend, that's her. So it's going to be all right. My alcoholic cousin only stays sober for 24 hours after being released. We've been dealing with this cycle for 13 years. It's sad. But people who have that appetite for drugs and alcohol, there's plenty of people who can stay clean because they have to. Like they're in a situation where they can't not be clean. Even though I guess there are drugs in jail. We know that, right? But she may really just be clean right now, again, because of circumstance, not because of choices. That's the difference for addicts. You have to make a choice to be clean, not just the circumstances preventing you from being clean. So we'll see how it goes. And if she gets back on the internet, she can have money in 30 days, y'all, because the internet pays quick. Okay. You reactivate your channel, which I'm sure she's already thinking of her exit strategy. All she has to do is reactivate. It may already still be active for all we know. She may still be making a coin off that channel, off those channels or whatever she had, right? We don't really know. But yeah. Anyway, guys, now I'm sure you're going to be asking what happened with Nesto today. I have no idea. If there's anybody in the mist who knows anything or in the midst of the occurrences that happened in Fulton County, won't you come? I'll drop the link and you could tell us what happened if you were in the court on today. Otherwise, we're just going to have to wait. Let me see if anything posted on the docket as we shift gears. Okay. That's sad. I'm sorry to hear that. You forgot about Nesto, girl. Because there's other stuff you know what I'm saying? As quiet as it's kept, people who feel, you know what I'm saying, like, girl, I would be remiss to not say something because you guys would be like, some of you would say, Fran, you forgot. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, let's just close out the business. If there's nothing posted, when I get some word, I will let you guys know. But, you know, we might just have to wait for the docket to post, you know, so it's just, let's see if there's any updates to the docket. If I were the people that work for Dunaway, I would update the docket immediately because I don't know what goes on over there, but they take their time over there. Lambo is so funny, you guys. Okay. Okay, sir. Hold on. Hold on. Let's see. There's nothing yet posted, so when I get some word, I can't ever do that. He is the reason I know all of you. Okay. Won't you come and bring you're all to the altar. Won't you come? Okay, sir. If you're in the midst, won't you come? Won't you come and tell us what happened? Portia is probably perched by the back door, ready to go out again. They've already been out like 4 times. What time is it? 11? No, yeah, 11. Yeah, they've been out quite a few times already. But I'm all too happy to let them go out and run around the yard. Would you stop, sir? What are you doing? Stop it. Sir is so busy. He is so busy. Okay. Y'all, he has his little tactical vest on. So he looks like he is security. He looks like he is either on duty, like he works for a SWAT team. His harness looks like it's like army green, like a tactical vest. It's so funny. Okay, guys, I don't have any updates on Nesto. He had court today. What happened, Fran? We don't know yet. We're probably going to have to wait for the docket to update. And I mean, if it lasted more than a few minutes, maybe we'll go ahead and get the transcript. It might have just been, who knows? Big Who might have asked for a continuance. Is he ready to go to trial yet? Probably not. What else is something that damn Dunaway needs to rule on? Well, if you remember, I think he's ruled on everything. Well, remember when Hoover said that he did not want the additional cases, the Strawberry and the Pine Grove Road, to be merged into the RICO. So Wooten filed a motion to merge the new indictments. Fran, your tan looks me. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. It was getting, I'm starting to peel now, but yeah, we had such a nice time. I miss Florida so much. You guys know how much I love Florida. Don't get me talking, but I love, love Florida. I see Florida in my future now more than ever. It's like I've even been articulating, like, when we get our condo in Florida, like when we're able to spend more time. I cannot, when we were on vacation, I told Farrah, I said, if you decide to go to college in Florida, mommy will not be mad. Okay. Wherever you go live, we're gonna go. Like we'll be there with you. Don't worry about it. We're coming. Okay, in the vicinity. You can stay on campus, and we'll stay in our apartment or condo or whatever. What happened to the case about the woman who shot that girl in her house from your state? Okay, what happened to the case about the woman who shot that girl in her house from my state, North Carolina, or from New Jersey? In my state. What happened to the woman who shot that girl? You don't have to give me some more information. Something, was I going to the trial? Was I going to court? She came home from work early. Really? Was that something I was following here? Do you hear the bell? I've got Lambo's tall enough to hit the bell when he wants to go outside. She came home early. Why do I not recall this? Let me see. And this is in North Carolina. Let me see what I can. Let me do a Google search to see if anything comes up. She came home early from work. Yes, you were going to follow up. She came home early from work. Fran, you should do a meet and greet here in Florida. I was down there. I will next time, but I typically am always in Central Florida, and if you guys are north or from the south, I guess if I give enough time, people can travel, but we're typically in Central Florida. The girl was 25. Okay, that shot or that was killed. Was somebody killed? Okay. North Carolina shooting. Woman. Are you talking about the lady who came home from work early and she shot the boy under her bed in Memphis? Is that what you're talking about? The girl, so the person who was killed was 25 years old. Are you sure you're not confusing me with somebody else? Let me see. North Carolina woman. In Northwest Charlotte, 51-year-old Stephanie Alexander. Are you with that? The man who was out at the club? Are you that was so long ago. Is that what you're talking about? The lady who shot the girl, her husband. You left out major parts of the story. I was like, wait a second, Stephanie Alexander, that lady's been in jail. That lady's been in jail for so long. Oh my God. I said I was going to follow up a long time, and we did. She went to jail. Hold on a second. She is in the North Carolina Department of Corrections for a minute now. Hold on. Like, and when I say a minute, I mean a long minute. Yes, Stephanie Alexander. Isn't it funny if you put in enough details, what will come up? Let's see. This was my search. North Carolina woman came home early, shot 25-year-old who died. And it says Northwest Charlotte, 51-year-old Stephanie Alexander, who came home early around 5:30 a.m. She worked overnights, third shift, while her husband was cheating. On Tuesday, July 18th, 2023, and found 25-year-old Tyra Crosby inside the Porter Street home. Alexander shot Crosby, who died at the scene. Alexander was arrested and charged with voluntary manslaughter. Whoever this AI overview conveniently leaves out, and her husband invited the woman home for some fun. Tyra Crosby, 25, her family stated that she had been invited to the home by Alexander's husband and was unaware he was married. Stephanie Alexander, 51, who called 911 after arriving home, opened fire. I just still trying to figure out how her husband got away scot-free. Let me look her up. I feel like I looked her up not too long ago to see what her prison photo looked like. Hold on. Let's play. Which case is it? Okay, Stephanie Alexander, offender information. Let's see if we can find something. I don't know. I don't know if her husband was trying to set her up, but I'd be damned. She really should have just walked out. She should have just walked out and divorced that man. Now she's doing a long time. Let's see. Was she born in 1971? Probably. They gave her manslaughter. She ended up getting 7 years. So they did initially, probably another plea deal. I'm sure this was a plea deal. Let's see. Projected release date is December 3rd, 2029. She went in 2024. Conviction date 12/5. Let me see if there's any. Let me look up her case real quick. I think I'm sure this was a plea deal. They sitting in that murder court, they do plea deals all day long. There's just no way. I guess people aren't necessarily thinking when they do stuff like this, but your husband is a notorious cheat. You come home, he's got a woman in the house. He just got an easy pass to live his life. You know, he probably has already moved on. I wouldn't be surprised. Can you believe that? She was at work, he was at the club, bringing someone home. Is that not crazy? You know what? There were pictures of him on TikTok. First of all, I'll be damned if I'm working some damn third shift. Are you kidding me? Unless I was a nurse or something like that, there is no reason You have to have a very specific type of job that it makes sense to work third shift. And even then, they need nurses so bad. I don't know that you have to work third shift. You know what I mean? I don't know that we're in the realm for nurses because they're in such high demand that you still can't pick. Have a little bit of your pick, you know? Let's see. Stephanie, is it Stephanie M? Class D felony. She had a minimum, she has a minimum of 5, max of 7. So she's eligible for parole after 5. And I guess she's in Anson County now. I guess there's a women's prison in Anson County. Stephanie M. Okay, I needed that initial. That's okay. Let me go back and search one more time. All right, let's see if we can. You guys are not going to believe there's like a million Stephanie Alexanders. Let me pull up my monitor, see what you guys are saying. Okay. Maybe for shift differential. I mean, hey, I don't know. It's, like I said, there's got to be a good reason to work third shift. So I don't know that she was a nurse. I don't know what her profession was, but baby, it better be something worth my while for me to give up nights in bed versus days in bed. But some people like that third shift. This is more my point though. You're out working and your husband is at the club. And it's not that he's just at the club. He's at the club bringing people home. What kind of shit is that? You know what I'm saying? Like that's the gag right there. There is no amount of shift differential. Now, if you got a cheater, you got a cheater. So really doesn't matter if you're home or not. He'd find a way to do whatever he wants to do. But that's too bad. That's a rough situation to come home. You are set off to the point that you kill this woman, and now you're the one who's in jail. Like that sucks. All right, let me see if I can scroll through and find this real quick. You know what I'm saying? Wasn't his name like Oscar or something like that? I feel like if you go to Mike, is it Michelle? Michelle on a mission. If you go to TikTok, I feel like there were some people who posted some things. He didn't look like anything. I think when I saw his picture, he looked exactly like what I imagined in my head he would look like. No, you know what I'm saying? Do I have this in my cases? Uh Can you believe that there's that many people with the name Stephanie Alexander? I would never have thought. Um I probably passed it. All right. Stephanie M. Mecklenburg County defendant. Is this can't be it because it's like a O2 case. Ugh. Okay. Albert Alexander? Albert. Okay. Yes, that's his name. Stephanie. Okay, I found it. It was under my cases. You know, like how some. Okay, let me. All right, I found it. It was right up under my nose. Huh. She had 1 day of credit. She had 1 day time served credit because when she got arrested, they bonded her out right away. Oh, transcript of the plea deal, judgment and sentencing. Let's look at that. Voluntary manslaughter, Class D, date of the offense, July 18th, 2023. It didn't really tell us anything. It was like just a form. This doesn't really tell anything. I don't even know what's on here. Let me just make sure. Mm, okay. This is really just a form that they filled out. They call it the transcript of the plea, but it's really not a transcript like you would think. It's like the questionnaire that the judge asks. Um, so it's the questionnaire that the judge asks. It's nothing. But yeah, she's in jail and she got 7 years. She has a minimum of 5, and they don't even have the affidavit on here posted. I feel like I did get her police report. Um, I feel I feel like I did get the affidavit. But it's not attached to this file. Does she have to pay $10,000? Financial information. She has to pay. She's got to pay $10,000, $10,125 for something. I guess court costs and fees when you're found. I don't know if they just do this in North Carolina because I've really never heard people say this before, but they, if you have a public defender and you're found guilty, it's like you have to pay for your services. Non-victim. So this is non-victim restitution. Um, okay, so she does have to pay restitution to the victim's family in a total of $10,125. Um, she got 60 to 84 months. She has to pay $10,125. Yeah, it was settled in December of 2024. She got some time. It was pled to a lesser, so she was at second degree murder, and she pled down to manslaughter, just like what's her damn name did, Courtney Clenney. That's what it's giving. Voluntary, yeah, from second to voluntary manslaughter. That's it. That's all, y'all. Stephanie Alexander. Y'all, were we playing Let's Jog Fran's Memory? Albert. Albert, you know what I'm saying? You know what I don't even need to like look it up. I bet you Albert is out here acting a pure fool. Let's see. Hold on a second. Girl. 1 second, Lammy. Uh 1 second, baby. Okay. That ain't him. That is not him. Uh Sir, just a second. Shh. Okay. Okay, that's not him. Okay. Y'all. Okay, give me just a second. Let me let these dogs out real quick, okay? All right, come on. Let's go. Want to go outside? Come on, let's go. Okay. Okay, I'm back. Okay. Lenny said, "Let's go." I'm here for Portia. Portia really wants to go. It's really Portia. Portia was just at the door like, "Whenever I'll just wait." Portia was like, I'll wait. I'm gonna sit right here and wait for you. Am I late? No. You can always slide the bar back. We've been here for a minute. It depends on what you feel is late. Um, we've been here for a little over 2 hours and we get ready to shut it down. I'm gonna come back though. Because I gotta go pick up from tennis. And dag, I got no notification. You know what I'm saying? Girl, you got to Lambo said, Mom, you and your little friends can chat, but I got to go. Poor baby. Poor baby. He's a good boy. He's such a good boy. He really is. Like, he's good. You know, Portia, that's my girl. So I don't have anything to say about Portia. Even she's bad too, but she's so cute with it. That's my girl. That's my we've been talking about it. Like, what? There's no Nesto court to talk about right now. I'm not there, so I don't know what's happened. Once we get some news, we'll talk about it. Did you just come in? We did Nesto court yesterday. We talked about Nesto was going to have court. As far as what happened in court, I'm not there, so I don't know. I'm not sure. Allegedly, somebody from YouTube was going to be there, but I don't know if that. I've been live. We've been live doing what we were doing, so I have no idea what happened. I would imagine that Nesto's court date is over. Absolutely, it's almost lunchtime. Let me check my email and see if anybody has messaged me.
If you live in North Carolina, you better be careful because we got monkeys.
Ooh, okay. Someone sent me something. That wasn't the something I was looking for, but let me see. I think some of y'all found Regina Delaney. Mm-hmm. Let's see. Can you check to see if okay. Nothing on Instagram. Let me just check my email. I feel like if Joey was there, he would have came to the chat already. I don't know if Joey's around. Joey, if you're in the bushes, Joey might not have gone to court. Let's see. Um, Nothing. I don't know that anybody went. I mean, I don't know. I'm going to be honest with you. The meddler, from what I heard, the meddler said she was going, but I was busy running my own live, so I don't know. I don't know what she said or didn't say. Also, let's see. IS did a live in her car after Nesto's hearing. She said she has a video. She has video for later, but said that Nesto will be going to trial this year. Well, good. This year of 2026? Okay, wonderful. I just want to see it on the docket. So okay, you guys. That's what the meddler is saying. She has video for later. You we'll see. How was she able to get video and there's no Rule 22 posted for today? Because usually you have to file a new request until the trial starts. Wasn't that something that she narked on some people about who didn't have their Rule 22s posted and made a big damn deal, told security? How maybe she did have one, but it wasn't uploaded to the docket. I don't know. All cases were consolidated except the rape case, said the meddler. Okay, well, good. I mean, that's what needed to happen anyway. So there's okay, nothing really. Okay. The cases needed to be consolidated because they're all part of the same thing. The Shirley Strawberry and so good. So that's settled. So the next thing to do is trial. Okay. Then it should update on the docket. There should be a trial date coming. There should be a trial date on the docket soon. And hopefully the tight suit wearing attorney won't try to file another continuance and say he's not ready for court. Stop, not Latifah. What time is it? Okay, you guys, let me go ahead and go. I will be back. Oh, okay. You like pizza teeth better than the meddler? The meddler is just appropriate. The meddler makes so much sense because it just does. If you read the definition of meddler, there should be a picture of that individual from the YouTube streets right there. The meddler never gets old, and neither does blabbermouth. I don't know. We've got lots of names over here. It's fine. Lord, do we really want to hear on? No, like I said, we don't look. At the end of the day, I don't care who it is. I like to get my own research. It's good to have other people's information from time to time, but at the end of the day, we don't really fall on anyone else's research or information, at least over here. I have to get my own information. So I go by the docket. If it's on the docket, then we know that it's real. Until then, it's just talk, you know? There's very few people that I would take their word as good. And the individual who reported what she reported, I don't even, girl, I don't even want to say anything. You guys already know how I feel, so I'm not going to say too much. I just wouldn't. When it hits the docket, then we'll know, because that, to me, there are people out here who don't mind spreading misinformation, and we're not with that. Hold on a second. Hello. Hey. Okay, guys, duty calls. I need to get up off of here. Yes. Thank you so much for the butterflies. Thank you. Thank you for the jewels. Yeah, I mean that's what the streets are saying. I don't know. You know what I mean? That's if we get a transcript. If it was only like a few minutes, I'm not going to waste like $50 on getting a transcript. I'm just not. So I don't know that there's even going to be a transcript. I need to find out if it's even worth paying for, because if it's like 3 pages for $50, I'm not going to do it. So if it lasted 5 or 10 minutes and we know what the outcome was, which was they consolidated that final motion that we'll put in to consolidate the cases, that's done and it's going to trial. That's the most important thing. Anyway, guys, let me let you guys go because I got to go pick up my kid and she is waiting for me. Thank you guys for your member milestones. I appreciate them so much. Thank you for supporting. And I'm going to let y'all go. This was fun. I'll see you guys a little bit later, okay? Bye, guys.